Pastor Roy Gerhardt from Galloway United Methodist Church in Franklin, Pennsylvania, sharing a few words of encouragement to help us follow after Jesus. Well, this week I've been sharing with you about prayer and inviting you to seek after God all the more urgently in prayer. And I shared with you a couple verses of scripture that had been passed on to me yesterday from Psalm 46, verses 10 and 11. Those verses call on us to be still, to cease striving, and know that the Lord is God. Really, to just let God be God in your life. And the promise that followed out of that was that the God of Jacob, the God who has been with us through ages, keeping his promises, well, he is our stronghold. And so that we could gain strength and safety, security in our lives, trusting in him. Now, today, I want to share this with you. I noticed when I was looking at that psalm that it was one of those psalms that has a little marginal note that recurs in it. Selah. Selah is a word that shows up in many psalms as a marginal note that no one really knows what it means. It's been thought of as perhaps a musical notation, a direction to the leader who is leading the congregation and singing the psalm, that here is a moment for a musical interlude, a little pause to reflect. It's really not known what in the world Selah means and why it's there in these psalms. There is a tradition that suggests that we read it as if it is saying forever, as an affirmation to what God is speaking in his word. There was a time in the life of the church where in the hymnal there were musical responses that were placed along with the reading of psalms. And I can remember doing that in church, where we would read a part of the psalm responsively together, and then there would be a pause point where there we sang a little chorus. And that chorus interrupted the reading so that we didn't just blast through it from one end to the other as quickly as possible and then move on, but it forced a pause. And it gave a moment of reflection where we sang that chorus that echoed the meaningfulness of that psalm, and we repeated that over and over so that it was this affirmation that we would respond with, or a repetition of the promises that God had given. I think that that's a part of what Selah is there for. It's there as this little interruption to say, take a breath. Now let it out. Selah. In fact, some words actually have their primal meaning in the sound that they make. Selah is almost like a sigh. And it may mean that, a response to what God is saying. Whether it was a direction for a musical interlude or just a notation of pause, it brought about that moment to stop, to reflect, and to affirm what God is saying. We need that kind of notation in our life that reminds you and me all through our day, Selah. Stop and reflect on the things of God. Stop and embrace his promises. Breathe out. Release your life into his hands. Stop. Be still. And know that he's God. He's your stronghold. He's got this. Selah. What a wonderful gift. May God bless you today. And as you share his good news, may God make you a blessing wherever he takes you.